Hey everybody, welcome to the Ben and Noah Show. I'm Ben Soffer.
And I'm Noah Lian.
And from New York, happy holidays!
Woo!
Yeah, it's Christmas time. It's so damn cold. Oh my God.
Cold.
Our guest today is actor and writer coming from New Haven, Connecticut. He is Ryan Kennedy. How you doing today, Ryan?
Ben, it's great to be here. It's great to be, and they always said that I had a face for radio and a voice for the silent pictures, but here I am on a filmed podcast. So
Beautiful. And thank you for making the 20-day trek.
The 20-day trek
to this filming.
Yeah, well,
studio.
I actually did come from Connecticut today because I was at my parents' house and I was seeing my professor in a tour of Spamalot the musical at the Bushnell in Hartford.
Wow.
Which was awesome. It was really cool to see him do like a Broadway tour.
And he just got back. So
yeah, I got back to it. Well, I mean, it was like Metro North. It's not that far.
Well,
it was like an hour and a half.
It's like 2 hours?
It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's really not bad. It's I got in and then I sat down for 30 seconds and I came all the way down to the Lower East Side. Your Upper East Side? People are always like, it's such a far thing. I'm like, it's New York. You can get anywhere.
You can.
Everywhere is 45 minutes. No matter how far you are from it, no matter where you're going, everywhere is 45 minutes unless you're going borough to borough. Like if I have to get to Brooklyn, which I do often for work. By the way,
You work in Brooklyn.
Sometimes. My job is
We're gonna talk about that more,
we can talk
actually.
about that more in a minute, but I have a survival job where I get shipped around to the boroughs and do different things.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, because I substitute teach, which is like
Wait, we need to talk about that.
We can talk about that.
Let's
Wanna shift gears to that?
Yeah, let's shift. Okay, yeah. Wait, I have a question. Yeah, I have a question for you. So, first of all, awesome having you here.
Yes,
and,
awesome being here.
Ryan, you have a personality that like lights up the room.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Stop it.
I'm curious. First of all,
Yeah.
we'll go more into like what you're currently doing now,
Yeah.
maybe later. But I want to know first of all how you got kind of into the artistic scene when you were growing up. Like,
Question. Yeah, this is a good
what
question.
sparked?
Yeah, my mom was if you want to go all the way back, my great grandfather was a composer, conductor, maestro of the Schubert Theater in New Haven, which is like a pretty historic theater. It's pretty awesome. They don't really do much anymore, unfortunately. It's kind of in a bit of a tough spot because theater's just in a tough spot. But it used to be like a concert hall. It was mostly for opera, and then it was the place to do like not off-Broadway, like a pre-Broadway tryout. So like the thing was, we'd go do a week in New Haven, and then we got a show going up because you could just if you walked into any producer's room and was like, I have a musical, you'd be like, all right, cool, go do it. Which is not the case anymore. We'll get to that later. But so that was kind of instilled in me. My grandparents owned my great uncle and my grandparents owned a community theater in Connecticut. Shout out Center Stage in Shelton, Connecticut.
Shout out.
And it's still running, still there. But we're kind of separate from that now. My best friend's family actually runs it, which is pretty cool that it's like close still. And my sister does things there still. But I never did anything there, which is hilarious. But my parents were directors of my high school theater program. So I was kind of like ushered into it, which is fine. I was cool with that.
So you're a Nepo baby.
I am a Nepo baby from Woodbridge, Connecticut. Yes. So my public high school teachers, they're the real enemies, guys. So
Oh my God.
yeah, I've lived in multi-generational houses my whole life. So I was with my mom's parents the first 3 years of my life, and then I moved in with my dad's parents. So we live over there, and my dad was teaching, and my mom does private voice. She was an actress for a long time. She was on the tour of The Sound of Music, the Broadway tour of The Sound of Music in the 90s, and she was on this tour called The Golden Musicals of Broadway. And we got reached out to, which is hilarious, last week by CBS like this morning, the morning news show, because Jennifer Lopez was promoting the Kiss of the Spider Woman movie, and my mom was on the tour that tour in Europe like a year before she joined it. So
That is insane.
that was where because she's trying to, I guess people are trying to be like, what, you have no theater background? She's like, I do actually, but it was that. So my mom did that for a long time, and then she kind of just fell out of it because sometimes it's a really hard thing to continue doing into your adult life, and keeping up, especially tours, are really.
Yeah.
Can we swear on this thing?
Oh, go for
They're
it.
fucking impossible to manage your life around that for a long period of time.
tours or just
tours
or just theater in general?
Well, I mean, it's theater in general, but if you're parked, at least it's there's consistency. But I think my dad toured with non-equity companies a lot. Equity is the actors union, by the way. My mom was part of the union. My dad was not. My dad did a bunch of tours of kind of public domain adaptations of novels. He worked with his company. I forget the name of it, but he was in stuff that was they did like To Kill a Mockingbird. They did like The Outsiders, but it was like these early adaptations for stage.
Not to be confused with The Outsiders, the musical.
Not to be confused with the musical, which I just saw, by the way. It was good. It was really good. The direction's like incredible. It's like I think
yes,
that
the choreo and the
I think
lighting
the choreo
and all
and the
that.
lighting
Oh my
is
gosh.
phenomenal. And those white boys can sing.
And
Good golly,
dance?
Miss Molly put me in that fucking show. But my parents were very artistic, and they directed, and they were like trying to keep me away from it. And then eventually, they needed a kid to do Tarzan the musical about 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I was in 6th grade, and I was this tiny little rail thin little boy, and they were like, "Can you sing this song?" And I went out and I did one song, and I was in like half of Act 1, and I had like 3 scenes, and I was in one song, and I had to wear I had to wear a wig. I wore locks. I was the dreaded up white boy.
Where was this?
This was what would be my high school later on. It's online. It's out there. It's called Amity High School. Shout out Amity High School. We love that shit. But I was really fortunate enough to have a really, really strong theater program. We had a lot of money into that program. And
What's that like?
it was wonderful. It was really great. It was great. It was
great.
Actually having costumes that you don't have
yeah.
to
We
make
had
home.
we had really nice professional costumes and sets and lighting, and it looked great. And the kids were well trained, and we had great directors. My parents are really talented people, and so I got to my first experience was really
So that was
really
your
great.
first
It
experience.
was my first theater experience. Yeah. Well, actually,
Wow.
technically not, but I
Oh,
can't talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
the first
yeah,
time
no,
because
no,
it was an inappropriate casting. I was in The King and I as a 3-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, I played the youngest prince of Siam. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, was not a good choice. At that time. But it was 2000 and something. So I was 3.
Yeah,
I was
you were 3.
But still, so when I was like 11, I did Tarzan, and I played little Tarzan, and I went out and I sang, "Will someone tell me where I belong?"
And you enjoyed it.
And I loved it, and it was like that was the watershed. I was like I got bit by the bug, they say.
Yeah.
Which is the bug is narcissistic personality disorder, to steal a line from Chris Fleming, my favorite comedian. Shout out Chris Fleming. Yeah, so I did.
Love me some narcissistic personalities.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Oh, me
so-
too.
so
The
nice.
theater is full of them. Yeah, so I did that, and then I did shows in middle school and high school, and I worked with this small theater company in Fairfield, Connecticut called Broadway Method Academy, now called Black Rock Theater. Shout out Black Rock Theater. Connor D.
Not to be confused with
Black
Black
Rock,
Rock,
yeah.
which we don't.
No, not the private equity firm. No,
Yeah.
they're insidious and probably causing the downfall of most of the society,
Yeah.
societal fabric.
Okay.
It's okay though. It's all right. We do arts, so we're good.
And then you find yourself
What's that?
here? Like after all
Oh,
this,
yeah. So after all this, yeah. So I went to school for theater. I auditioned to every
Where?
BFA program, a million of them. Terrible experience.
Where'd you go?
Where did I go? I went to Syracuse University.
Okay, cool.
Shout
wait,
out Go
why
Orange.
was it terrible first of all? Like
Why was it terrible? Yeah, that's a good question actually. So I mean, I did it like right at the tail end of the pandemic.
Ooh.
So it was a lot of virtualness. It was a lot of like figuring out how to fly this ship as you build it, and it's really unfortunate. And so there's just a lot of problems with even just coordinating these things and getting them in. And it was just, I mean, it would be probably harder if I had to fly out because usually that's what they do. But even from when it was pandemic version, it was really
Well,
tough.
like auditioning on Zoom sounds.
Auditioning on Zoom and
Oh.
sending it. I mean, sending in tapes is on paper easier, but you just don't get a feel for what your school is. You don't get, the school doesn't get a feel for who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
And I only ever really toured a couple of schools, and Syracuse was somehow just one of the ones that I toured. I was actually on the way to go tour Ithaca, and then I got my Ithaca rejection letter, and so we took a left on the highway, and we went to Syracuse instead, which was really funny.
Wow.
But so it turned out though. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
And then I went to Syracuse for acting, and I had a special degree there. They offered this program called the actor singer track, so I got to do some musical theater.
Sweet.
And I got to do this I got to take like voice lessons, and I got to do music theory, which was really helpful. And then I met my good friend, shout out Ethan Clark Davis, incredibly talented choreographer, dancer, composer, and we wrote a musical together at college. And so
Wow.
that's and then so in senior year we got to put that up. So that was
That's
pretty
so
awesome.
awesome.
And then I
So-
also got to make a professional debut too. I got to do we have a partnership with a LORT theater, LORT League of Resident Theaters is so like professional sort of companies called Syracuse Stage, and I got to do a show with Syracuse Stage called Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, which is, you know, it's not Hamlet, but it's a
That's
fun,
so
it's a
cool
fun time.
too.
It was a great murder mystery show. Sold like drugs. A lot of old people
great
go see
book.
that. It's a great novel. It's a great movie. The 1970 one is awesome. It's with like Ingrid Bergman and Lauren Bacall's in it, and what's his face is playing Poirot. I forget the guy's. God, oh my God, it's like one of the most best actors ever. I forget.
Are you talking
Sidney
about
Lumet.
the detective?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Sidney Lumet directed it. He's a great director. He's awesome, and it's got one of the best like scores ever. They had like this beautiful symphony score to it. It was
So overall,
beautiful.
your
Anyway,
experience-
sorry, that's totally off track.
No,
but
no,
yeah.
no. But your overall experience in Syracuse University was really positive.
It was really positive. Yeah, it was really great. I mean, I loved it there. I loved the people there. I loved the faculty. Are all incredible people. And I found like some of my best friends ever, and we got really great opportunities to travel. We did our junior semester at Shakespeare's Globe in London, which was pretty awesome. So I got a little Shakespeare training, which I'm not good at, but I'll dance if you want me to dance. My last semester was in New York. So we got to take classes with people who are like legit working
That's
professionals,
awesome.
people who like casting directors and people who run like my dramaturgy class that I took, which like changed my life, was the guy who runs the new work development program at the Public Theater, which is where a lot of stuff gets incubated. That's where Hamilton started. That's where Chorus Line started. A million things. Shout out Jack Moore at the Public Theater. And the public theater in general.
shout-outs.
Public theater is awesome. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people I know, and there's a lot of people I
And
love,
that's
and who
great.
I owe a lot
And
to.
that's great, and you
Yeah.
should shout them out. We just haven't had that many shout-outs.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a difference. I think there's also a difference between like a shout out and a name drop too. I'm not like, well, I met, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
the now
Yeah.
the now
Yeah.
post
the
graduation.
now of it all. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah. So like you feel like everything's lined up for you, and it's like, oh my God, this is like I get to go out and do this thing in the industry. But very few people really find much, and it's kind of based on who needs what at what time. So it's like a lot of it's either you're starving or you're feasting, you know. And I think there's like feast or famine. That's the phrase.
Feast or famine.
It's just like a feast or famine. So it's just right place, right time. I think. And I have gigs down the line, but there's nothing like super major, and it's not a huge like. I'm not leading Broadway shows right now.
It's not like, yeah. I mean, you had a lot of great gigs. And
Yeah, I've been really,
opportunities.
really, really lucky to have done already what I've done. I've had a couple of like paid professional gigs and stuff, which has been awesome.
Nice.
And the coolest thing I got to do was the show at Syracuse Stage. It was really high tech and high budget, and a lot of great actors in that. A lot of really amazing castmates, really great people to know. Just to like, you know, give you advice and help you out and make you feel like you're not drowning.
I think that's awesome. But
Yeah.
how do you juggle, like, I mean, you're working 2 part-time jobs technically right now.
Well, yeah, technically right. Well, yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, what's good is that what's good. What is you know good for my psyche, not necessarily good for my artistic fulfillment, is that I'm not in the middle of a production right now where I have to schedule everything around that. Like, I mean, as great of an experience as it was, being a full-time student and doing that show, because it was a month-long run.
Yeah.
Like we were there, we had 8 shows a week for a month, and that's tough. That's hard to do.
It's a long time.
And it was like we did like student matinees. Sometimes we had like 9 or 10 show weeks where we would do like student matinees, and we would do
It consumes you.
other things. And it's like it's your whole life, and you have to miss class for that stuff. Unfortunately, like they can coordinate with the faculty, okay, but it's like still. And the hardest thing for me was our tech week was over spring break, so like the buses on campus weren't running, and our building is like a 20-minute walk off campus, so I had to like and I lived in this.
It's your warm-up.
I lived in the boonies. Like I lived in the South Campus complex, which was like really far away from everything, and it was really far away from stage, and you could only get there by bus or like by driving, obviously. So most nights I was waiting till like 12:30 to get a shuttle that would take me back, and I was the only person on it, and it would take like 30 minutes to get back home. It was really unfortunate. Yeah, but that's just what you got to do. You got to make those kind of sacrifices, because it's like it was absolutely worth it, and it was a lot of fun, and it was something I'm going to remember forever and appreciate forever.
And then now it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I'd kill to have that right now. Like, frankly, I would be like,
100%,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to do something like that right now.
is there like a thing where you have to like kind of like change your brain when you're like, okay, I'm working this part-time job, and then okay, I'm working this one now, and then I need to also like film self-tapes, I need to audition, I need to
How'd you mean, like, just juggling it?
just juggling it or anything.
Okay.
Like, do you have to like, I don't know, is there
Like compartmentalizing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit. I kind of move through life, like, I kind of just fly by the seat of my ass. I just kind of like, all right, I have to do this thing. It's gonna get done at some point. Like that's kind of how I move through, which is, it's got its drawbacks, but it's also got its advantages, I think.
You would be great at taxes.
I'm terrible at taxes. I'm like notoriously awful at taxes. I also don't ever make enough to have to file taxes.
That's a good answer.
Because I'm always in a like this far away from destitution, like completely. So which is, I mean, I also think like it's really funny that people have this idea of like, oh my god, the starving artist. It's like this.
Yeah.
There's no nobility in that. There's like no
there's not.
there's no fun or
But where's the art without the struggle?
right, exactly. Right. It doesn't come from that. I'd like to be comfortable like some of my friends are. I love you guys, but Jesus.
No.
know?
None taken.
Yeah.
And then
Not I'm not talking about y'all folks. I'm talking about my other
It'd be
actor
okay
friends.
if you were.
I'm talking about my actor friends who don't have to work jobs because they have other sources of income.
yeah, I know. That's a whole
rather
like
their
that's a
parents
whole
do.
area we could actually low key like.
Yeah, that fucking sucks,
Right. It was
man.
funny that you say like, nepo baby, but like my parents are public school teachers. Like they're not we're not bringing home the bacon right now.
Right.
Which is
I relate because
yeah.
I'm a public school
Yeah,
teacher.
educators are like the most ridiculously underpaid people in this country, and
Amen.
it's so
Yeah.
sickening.
But if you're talking to, let's
Yeah.
say we're talking to people who are like, okay, I'm in college now, and I want to be an actor. I want to
Run!
be a.
Don't do it. No, I'm kidding. Yes, no, I'm kidding. Yeah,
Like, is that a message?
my actual message is if you think that you can do anything else, do that thing.
Wow.
If you
Really?
if you have an inkling of anything, like because this is a you have to be completely consumed and all in.
Wow.
Well, okay, say more about that.
Okay, running the risk of sounding like an asshole white male method actor,
Okay.
which I'm not. I am two of those things, but not one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pick whichever you.
Pick whichever. Yeah, the real one is up to you. Two truths and a lie. No, I don't want to sound like I'm because there's this kind of like old guard sensibility of like you have to your blood, sweat, and your tears and things. And I've had acting teachers who were like that and who are really quite horrible. But what's good about my education at Syracuse, my higher education experience, was very positive in the fact that they were like, you need to completely deprogram that stuff out of yourself. Like there is a work-life balance. There's a level of like discipline that you need and craft that you need, but that's it. Like you have to be a person. You have to be a well-rounded individual. But I do have the feeling that if you were trying to make a living out of this, and there is another thing that you can make a living out of, like, and I'm talking about not like survival job, I'm talking about like full-on career. Like if you can devote your life to something else and be happy, do that thing for your own sanity, like for your own sake, because I have this thing in me where it's like, okay, I know that I want to be in this industry. But that kind of like what I want to do within it is shifting. I'm gearing myself a little bit more towards writing now. But what's
Because that's so much better.
yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, they're equally not
I'm
lucrative.
sorry.
No, you're right. You're
Continue,
correct
but
though.
yeah,
No,
I'm just
because
saying.
they're equally
Yeah.
not lucrative. So it's not about for me. It's not about that. It is entirely about. I've been really fortunate that I've had people who support me in allowing me to go be broke in New York City. My family does not mind that I want to go do this because they never talked it down. They never tried to convince me otherwise. My mom once told me to go join the army, which is hilarious, but I was like, look at me. The army does not do well with this. I also can't because I can't smell. Fun fact, but
You can't
What?
smell?
no, okay, was born without the sense of smell.
I think we talked about this.
Wow.
We have talked
so
about
is
this
our, so is our producer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have long COVID. We did talk about this. That's right. Yes. Yeah. Well, I was born with a condition called anosmia, and the way that they described it to me is that the neurons in my nose are not turned on. So it's like a
neurons
physical.
in your nose?
Yeah, you have like receptors, not neurons.
Oh.
But like right? They'd be neurons, right?
I thought
don't
neurons
know.
was in the brain.
wasn't-
I'm kind
I
of
wasn't
I'm
good
not
at
we're not none of us are science people.
Yeah.
Maybe-
There's a reason why we do this.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments if you.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, yeah. DM me, Ryan BK 1017 on Instagram. DM me if there's.
You heard it here, folks.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm
you
wrong.
can't smell. And
Yeah, I
then-
can't smell, so I can't join the army. But I can act.
And you don't need to smell to.
You do not.
Yeah.
You do not need to smell to be able to act, as far as I know, yet. I have had to pretend
think you do.
I've had to pretend to smell things on stage, which has been fun.
So in essence, like, yeah, I mean that's a big message because I think when
It really is.
yeah, I mean when I was considering or just like at least be showing interest in acting and theater, I mean,
yeah,
nobody only. I mean, maybe people do, but for me, at least in my experience, I've never ever had just like one love or one thing that I wanted to do with my life.
No, I know. Yeah. And I have that too, where it's like it's not. I know I'm contradicting myself, but I'm getting there. No, I think that there is a difference though between. Like there's a lot of things that I am interested in. There's a lot of things that I have like a sort of a baseline level of knowledge about. There's a lot of things that I like enjoy doing. But I think that in terms of my career, I've only ever really been good at one thing. And it's like, well, if I can, and I think that I can, and I have that sensibility about myself, then why shouldn't I?
Wow.
Well, okay, so sort of on that note, because I mean, I with that like particular idea, I mean, honestly, I kind of agree. I mean, like if it is like that Hail Mary, like all or nothing, like mindset. But I mean, as like a performer, like I do feel like even if like do you think that like that Hail Mary mindset is like exclusive to the acting industry, or do you think it's possible that if it really is as intense as you say it is, then maybe there's a way to transfer those skills in a way where you could use it beyond the industry and use it maybe in a field that would advance your career? Because just because you're good at that, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exclusive to like the entertainment industry. I feel like that's a trap that a lot of people fall into.
Yes.
And then you end up doing something else. But like, would you subscribe to that, or is there more?
Yeah. Oh, did you want to add?
No.
Okay.
He's got a
I have a
mic.
mic.
Oh, he's got a mic. That's right. He's like he's been he's had the mic once the whole time. No, so there's this thing that we talked about a lot about like conscious competence, and it's like the discipline that you are in. If you're building this craft, if you're building this thing, you can apply it to other things, but it is also like kind of tailor-made for this one specific way. And I think that people are really afraid of giving up. But I don't think giving up means failing. And I don't think failing is bad either. Like I think failing is entirely integral to the experience, to anything, like to life. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to fuck up. And I fucked up all the time. Like this, especially.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
did.
fucking pursued acting.
Yeah.
But like especially in regards to that, I think that like that's something that we have to be okay with. We have to like really kind of reframe our mindset about the arts, especially is like it's all right to do that. It's all right to just as it's okay to give up your corporate job to go pursue acting. It's totally fine to go drop acting and go be a fucking real estate agent or something, which a ton of people I know did, and they're making great livings and they seem happy. And if that's where it lies, that's where it lies. And you can always go back to it too.
Yeah.
There's no time limit.
I think the big thing is that acting isn't going anywhere.
No, it's not going
Or
anywhere.
actually, now that I think
No,
about it,
yeah.
AI,
And we can
AI.
fucking get into this because I'm really passionate about this shit too. This is let me get on my soapbox really fast, as if I haven't been on it the entire time. No, we're the human connection is not going to go anywhere. So it's okay to take a break from it. It's okay to step away from it. But I think that if you are devoting your life to being in this discipline as a career, you do have to make that leap of faith. Like you do have to do that Hail Mary, And that Hail Mary can come whenever and as many times as you need to.
Yeah.
It's just like for that period of time that you're throwing that Hail Mary, you have to commit to it. I think that's the idea. Go for it.
Was there more?
Maybe.
Go.
We're just yapping.
I have a question. For you when I get the
Please.
chance. And it's a tough question, but like, would you, as of now, and I'm sure this could change because, like you said, it can change over time. Would you say that right now you're willing to throw that Hail Mary?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah?
well, I'm here. So that's one part of it, and like I've been doing things that I've been trying to supplement to further my career, and one of the things that I am always apprehensive about in the industry is like I mean, obviously we're always on, right? We're all like people who are in the performing arts are always very, for the most part, very convivial and very very easy to talk to. And
Only
eat,
the
like,
YouTube watchers would be like, I can see what's going on, but everyone else is just like, what?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just imagine a chopped and unk. No, I'm just kidding. Just imagine a So imagine the character Gumby, the cartoon character Gumby, if he was a person. That's me. Or Timothy Chalamet without a chin. Or probably him. So anyway, I forgot where I was going. I don't even know.
They're always
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So that leap of faith. Yeah. So yeah, we're always on. But there's this wall that a lot of people put up between themselves, and like the performance in life kind of gets in the way of your ability to do performance as your job, right? Because if you're always doing that, there's no separation. And I do think, yes, I'm committed to this, and yes, I want to do it, but I also have a fucking I have a life outside of it. You know, like I enjoy other things. I enjoy other. I pursue other artistic fulfillments, and I have friends outside of the theater, and I like to do things outside of the theater, and I think that's the thing that that's the difference, is that yes, you do have to be able to like pursue it completely with your heart and soul.
Yeah.
But you gotta be a well-rounded person, you know? And I think it gets really schmarmy and schmoozy a lot of the time with these people. And
Who are these people?
or these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, actors.
Oh.
And we get this like, I mean, now because social media like is your brand, and your whole thing is like you have to be as marketable as possible, and you have to be as like completely inoffensive as possible. And that's a very specific kind of marketability that you're going for, right? And that's fine. And I think that's your bag, but that's not me. That's not what I do. Maybe that's why I'm not an actor right now, but maybe that's why I haven't hit the big money yet. But I do think that like we're kind of losing ourselves in it, as opposed to like losing yourself to it. Oh wait, other way around. Yeah, we're losing ourselves to it as opposed to losing ourselves in it. And I think we need to lose ourselves in it and not to it. Because if you're losing yourself to it, why are you doing it? If you're just going to become the same, and it's an industry-wide thing, and it's very true in musical theater, I think, that there's like a specific, and it's less now, hopefully, but there's a specific kind of person that gets kind of molded out of you through BFA programs, and it gets your work, and it gets you a career, but
is that you?
Is that you? And is that going to make you happy? And if it does, awesome. Fucking all the power to you. But I've been friends with a lot of people who have quit because that's been so demanding and horrible. My mom was like that. You know, it got kind of squeezed out of her because she was like, wow, this is tough. It's a tough industry. It's a lot of tough personalities to deal with. And it's on both sides of the table. You know, like actors are actors.
Yeah.
We're not, you know, we do this because we have a glaring sense of self-importance. My voice needs to be heard right now at this time for this reason. But it's like a similar thing to a politician. It's like
I guess I'm exactly like I relate so much to what you've been saying, because like I think Instagram is like the actor's LinkedIn in the form of like.
Oh my God, it is.
It's
yes.
just like
But it's not fucking real life. That's not real life. That's not who you are. It's not who you are. I'm silly on Instagram. I post a lot of bullshit. It's not me. I mean, it is partially, but it's not like, you know, it's not the totality of my existence.
Yeah. I think when I remember starting to like, when I was scrolling through a bunch of people's like reels and stuff, I'm like, like I feel like I'm seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah, maybe we all got it.
Out of real.
That's right.
Yeah. So
realize.
Oh God, don't even start on that. But like, yeah, I can definitely see 100% what you're talking about.
I like you guys too. I like being here. I like being on this. This is fun. Having a good time.
I mean, we did cover like a lot of grounds. I think this is like a 40-minute recording. Not gonna lie.
Well, one thing I commend you for, man, is that you have a very, very clear and concise way of maybe not concise, but a clear way, a clear and coherent way of making the distinction between acting as a passion and acting as a career. That's something that you clearly have down, and I got to say I give you props for that, because it's very, very difficult to articulate. It's something that I think a lot of people who watch or listen to our podcast, and even ourselves, it's something that like we all consider. And so I guess I just say good for you.
And all this unscripted too. You know, he was not following any dialogue.
Yeah. What?
Oh, yeah.
My note cards are like behind that, but it's not. No, and I think that's talking about like what's applicable outside of that. I think that's totally one of the things that's applicable outside is like, yeah, have that separation in your life. Have that, like, your passions are your passions, and that's part of your life. And if your passion is your career, that's also part of your life, and your career is part of your life. But definitely, like, be able to, I don't know. I always struggle with people who can only ever talk about work, no matter what they're doing, and that applies especially with people in the arts, which is something that people always separate. Funny, right? Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think lose yourself in it. Don't lose yourself to it. That's the mantra. I'm gonna start saying that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That was good. You know what? We used to have a professor who said this thing. Anytime she says something that she thought was profound, I love her so much. She would go, neck tattoo, neck tattoo. Shout out Celia Madoy. Neck tattoo. So that's my neck tattoo.
All right.
Her name's Celia Madoy. That's her. That's the
Celia
professor.
Madoy.
Yes.
Well, we'll gotta find that out.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Celia Madoy.
Shout out.
And with that, would you like to take us home first?
Yep. That's our show. Stay tuned for.
That's it.
That's it. I'm sorry, man. We're out of time, which just means we're sick of you. No, I'm kidding. You were great, man. That's our show. We will see you next year for 2026. We will be back at you with more content just like this. Yeah. But until then, have a happy holidays. I'm Ben Soffer.
And I'm Noah Lian. And our wonderful guest.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Kennedy. Also, can I plug? Can I shameless
sure,
plug?
plug it.
Yeah, I have music coming out maybe.
Woo!
I know. In hopefully in January we have a single releasing. It's gonna be called Fool's Gold is the first single off of our album Schizophrenia Literate Lowlifes.
Who's we?
Me and my good friend Matt Lestrino.
Shout out.
Shout out. We are an aspiring musical duo. Also shout if anybody is a producer, theater maker in the New York metro area, hit me up. I have musicals, I have plays that I've been trying to get done. So let's talk.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with
Begging
that,
on the street. With that,
thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Shout out to you guys too.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Woo!
Take care.